Hey, what's lasting, everybody? Chris back with CAC Knives with a very exciting knife unboxing today. We have a 6-leaf. I won't have any 6-leaves in my collection anymore until now. I saw this very heavily customized model that I actually liked on eBay a lot anyway, but I never pulled the plug because it wasn't special enough for me. But this gentleman customizes knives every now and then. I'll have to write down his official name for the review of the knife, but it's like Junk Finishes something on eBay. But he did, hopefully, a really good job. I've not looked at this yet. I do have the Windex on standby because there is some timascus in this. Let's check this out. Okay, we got some pieces of protection here. Wow. So he did a fade ano on this. Sorry if the plastic's a little loud there. Wow. Yeah, and you can see that nice timascus there in the front. Let's check the other side out. Oh, yeah. And this is honestly probably the prettiest model of 6-leaf so far that I've seen anyway. There's a lot of detail in this knife that we will go over in the review. You can see the nice kind of violet color through the yellow, gold, oranges back to violet. And then he did a nice blurple here on the feather pocket clip. And the gold studs were already anodized, and we got some kind of orange and gold and blue purple timascus there, only on the one side of the pivot. He left this titanium plain, which I actually like. This kind of really smooth shine, kind of diamond pattern. You can kind of see the diamond pattern there. And then of course the feather work was already on there, but he did do this rough finish, and then he did the kind of crystallization there on the spine. That was all him. The thumb studs were already anodized too. They're kind of an entropic lightning finish that a lot of companies do. And then check this out on the blade. This is something I've never seen before, and I'm honestly not quite sure how this is on there. See the timascus on the blade? How weird. How weird that is. Never seen that on a knife before. But wow, this knife is very, for its size, it's pretty lightweight. Like, I don't really do size comparisons in unboxing videos generally. But, you can see it next to the Elementum. It's definitely above average, for sure, in knife sizes. And yeah, wow, very pretty knife. Very pretty knife. Hard one to find from what I've been told on YouTube and by other YouTubers. And just a quick search will show you that this knife's difficult. I'm assuming that is because of the timascus, and just because this knife is a step up from what 6-leaf usually does. Let's give this knife a good wash here with the Windex, so we can really see that shine. We'll start with the front here, and we will see. Oh wow, yeah. Look at that. Ooh, cleans up that timascus real well. And the fade. And it makes it smell better, of course. If you're wondering why I'm using Windex, that's just the material that shines up titanium the best. And let's do the other side as well. The camera a little bit there by accident. I do apologize. It's hard to do these kinds of things on camera. That's where I first flicked it. Yeah, wow, look at that color. Man, this guy's really good at doing a fade ano. I will give him that. I really like fade anos. I always thought they looked cool. Having one color of titanium that just goes up and down the knife and change color as it moves down. So cool. I really like that he threw in the blurple pocket clip there. I want to say it's more bluish, but you know, especially when I look at it from the sides, I can see the purple cues kind of come in there. Yeah, wow. Okay. Very smooth, very comfortable to open, very comfortable to hold. Oh, yeah, good clip. Wow. It's a little too soon to tell. Haven't carried the knife around very much, but this knife very well may be perfect, if not near perfect. Be a little bit heavy, but you gotta think there is no milling on the inside. Well, I say that, you know, let me not lie here. Yeah, there is some milling on the inside, at least on the pocket clip side. But you got to keep in mind that it's milled on the outside in ways, even though it's kind of filled in with metal as well. But they had to mill the titanium scales to put these inlays in, and then they're screwed in on this side. On the inside, that way there's not very much hardware on the outside. And as you see, we only got the screws in the back. And like for the show side, you know, you only really see that one screw, and I do rather like that. Very nice, very nice. Keeps this pretty knife able to show off all its prettiness. Now the base knife, the non-customized version, all the fade ano that you see in the clip and stuff, that's all just plain gray titanium in the base version, which is why I didn't get it. For some people, that's what they like though, just a little bit of timascus, a little bit of gold pivot color, and everything else just the regular plain Jane gray. Now, what makes this knife special, besides the timascus, of course, and the very interesting timascus inlays on the blade, which I'm still not 100% sure how that's in there and how that's staying in there, to be honest. Maybe it's got metal kind of going into the blade. Otherwise, the only thing I could think of is just like glued in there somehow to some degree. But what people gotta understand is even on production knives like these, this kind of work right here, it takes a lot of extra steps to get these diamond patterns going on here. And not only do they feel good in hand when you hold the knife, but they look nice. And things like this feather finish on the pocket clip, there's a reason you don't see this on a lot of knives, and that's because these are kind of specialty finishes that increase the cost of knives. And you know, even on the cheap stuff, you know, the QSP Penguin, of course, most knives are like this, very smooth pocket clips. You also got to keep in mind titanium is a harder metal, so doing this kind of stuff to titanium, you know, it requires a lot more effort and a lot more work, and that can drive up prices. And for 6-sleeve, considering everything that went into this knife's base price is $170 to $180, and this gentleman only charged me $200 for it. And so I really only paid $20 for the work. Now, he may have got it on a bid price, the 6-sleeve in Tucson, and the companies like that on eBay do bids. So he may have got it for cheaper than the base price, but after those bid ones are sold out, you know, they have kind of a set map price that places like White Mountain, Timber's Edge Knives, and even their stores on eBay sell them for. And that price for this knife was around $180, and my gosh, it sold out fast everywhere. Like I said, because there's so much work that went into this. At $180 for full titanium, M390 blade steel, and timascus, plus the very special inlay work, is honestly pretty remarkable. That's a great price. And considering the work he did, this has to be a very high value compared to other companies. I mean, imagine other companies that are giving you a full titanium build with a super steel, which was that's what M390 is, in timascus. Imagine that for 180 bucks. That's a steal. Come on, guys. I don't care who you are. That's a steal. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think of this in the comments. Awesome knife, though. Awesome knife. I absolutely love this. This one will not be leaving the collection anytime soon. But let me know what y'all think down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.